today's news, we're going to tackle the hot issues globally. First in line, Shanghai implements population cap at 25 million by 2035. Next, world population to reach 9.5 billion by 2100. The evolution of healthcare impact on population growth. And lastly, developing countries converge with developed nations in fertility and mortality rates. Magandang gabi, Pilipinas!
And a pleasant evening, world. You are watching Worldwide Demographic Horizon Live.
I am your news anchor, Junilyn Foronda.
And I am Janelle Clemente. Maayong gabi sa inyong tanan, Pilipinas.
An article that has been spread out publicly about the Shanghai's decision to cap its permanent population at 25 million as a part of a master plan through 2035. Chinese and even non-Chinese people around the world are concerned about the Shanghai citizens inside and outside the city. Pauline Mendoza is live in Shanghai, China. What's up, Pauline? Tell us more about this article.
Yes, Junilyn, as you have mentioned, there is an article about what's happening here in Shanghai in China, and I am recovering right here, live.
Pauline, after reading the article, what is the news article all about? And what is the reason why limiting its population to 25 million only?
Yes, Junilyn, the article discusses Shanghai's decision to cap its permanent population at 25 million as part of a master plan through 2035. The aim is to address issues commonly associated with major cities such as environmental population, traffic congestion, and a decline in the quality of public services like healthcare and education. The State Council refers to this problem as big city disease. By limiting population growth, authorities also plan to restrict the amount of land available for development in the coming years. By setting a population cap, authorities hope to mitigate these problems and create a more sustainable and livable environment. This decision reflects a commitment to balancing growth with the well-being of the people who call Shanghai home.
Pao, is China's way of limiting the people in the city and the land made available for development reasonable?
The decision by the Shanghai to cap its permanent population and limit land development as part of a master plan to 2035 can be seen as a response to the challenges associated with rapid urbanization, commonly referred to as a big city disease. The motivations behind such measures are rooted in addressing environmental population, traffic congestion, and a decline in the quality of public services such as medical care and education. The effectiveness of such measures depends on the careful implementation to balance environmental and social considerations.
For sure, people around the globe who are watching right now are terrified if ever the planning of China in limiting their people would be successful. Pauline, what could be the implication of this news to global population?
Yes, Junilyn, on a broader scale, this move could align with the trend seen in other major Chinese cities such as Beijing, which also aim to cap its population to elevate urban challenges. The global population might observe and potentially learn from these initiatives as urban areas worldwide grapple with similar issues. The idea of managing population growth to enhance living conditions and sustainability could become a topic of discussion in other densely populated cities around the world. In essence, these developments in Shanghai and Beijing could serve as a case studies for urban planning and population control strategies, influencing how other cities approach the complexities of rapid urban growth and its associated problems. The human impact, however, remains at the forefront as individuals and families navigate the changing dynamics of life in these cities.
Pauline, do you think this can also happen from our country?
Yes, Junilin, I think it can be possible for the cities in the Philippines to implement population control measures. But the approach and feasibility will depend on various factors, including government policies, social dynamics, and urban planning. While addressing issues like congestion and resource strain is crucial, it's essential to ensure that such measures consider the well-being of all citizens, especially those in lower income brackets, to avoid exacerbating social inequalities.
Thank you, Pauline.
Thank you, Judilyn. This is Pauline Mendoza, live at Shanghai, China.
Once again, thank you for that very informative coverage. Always keep yourself safe. Let's take a look at the trending topic online. Hello, Adrian. Anong chika sa ating showbiz?
Thank you, Ju. Marami ang nagluksa ng mabalitaan ng pagpanaw ng veterano aktres na si Jacqueline Jose. Natagpuan walang buhay ang aktres sa loob ng kanyang bahay sa Quezon City. Nagpahayag ang kanyang anak na si Aide Eigenman noong March 4 tungkol sa sanhi ng pagkamatay ng kanyang ina. Myocardial infarction o mas kilalang bilang heart attack ang naging sanhi ng pagpanaw ng aktres. Naman ng PPL Entertainment na maglalabas pa ng maraming detalye kapag ito ay available na at pwede nang ilabas sa publiko. At nakiusap sila na bigyan respeto ang pamilya Gap at Eigenman sa kanilang pagluluksa. Kami ang makakaalala sa kanyang galing sa pag-arte, ngunit sa malalapit niyang kaibigan at pamilya, ang kanyang kabaitan at kagandahan loob ay habang buhay nilang isa sa puso. And that's it, everyone. Ako po si Irene Saya. Balik sa iyo, Junili, at magandang gabi.
Up next, world population to reach 9.5 billion by 2100, the evolution of healthcare impact on population growth, and lastly, developing countries converge with developed nations, infertility and mortality rates will be discussed live only here at Worldwide Demographic Horizon.
Ani! Bumili ka ng suka! Yung mukhasim!
Opo, Nay! Pabili nga po ng suka. Yung ganito.
Ah, dato puti.
Akin na yan, Dato Puti!
Galing mo sumapak, man.
Nay! Champion na ako!
Bumili ka ng suka, champion ka na! Yung mukhasim!
Ang Dato Puti po. May asim pa si Mami.
Dato puti, ito ang champion!
Now we're back and we're still live here at the studio. Now we are going to talk about world population to reach 9.5 billion by 2100. To give us more information about this, live in Manila, Nathaniel Mora, magandang gabi.
Magandang gabi din, Janelle, and for those in the studio.
Yes, hello Nathaniel. So, can you elaborate more about the world population to reach 9.5 billion by 2100?
So, Ms. Janelle, the article discusses the three stages demographic transition from 1800 to 2100, highlighting significant changes in the global population dynamics. It predicts a potential rise in the world total population to 9.5 billion by 2100. With increased life expectancy and shift in family structure, health, and societal institutions. Key points include the anticipated increase in the global population from 1 billion in 1800 to a projected 9.5 billion by 2100. Although this estimate is uncertain due factors such as future fertility trends, the average length of life expected to double or triple, and the median age of population is set to double from the low 20s to the low 40s.
tell us how developed countries are being affected by this population growth, since we all know that the developing countries are the ones who save underdeveloped countries who are overpopulated.
Yes, many more developed countries have negative population growth rates due to factors such as low fertility rates, delayed childbearing, increased longevity, and urbanization. Implications include an aging population, challenges for labor force, economic consequences, strain on social service, and the need for policy adjustment to address demographic shift. While this trend may reflect positive aspects such as improved living standard and education, they also present challenges that require thoughtful policy responses to maintain societal well-being and economic stability.
Nathan, you have mentioned about the low fertility rates. So how can a developed regions can be affected by low fertility rates?
Precisely, low fertility rates in developed regions contribute to urbanization by influencing lifestyle choices, economic priorities, and family dynamics. As couples in developed areas choose to have fewer children, they often prioritize career advancement and personal pursuit, leading to increased migration to urban centers. The urban environment offers diverse opportunities, cultural amenities, and lifestyle conducive to smaller families, aligning with the preference of couples with fewer children. This trend enhances the vibrancy and diversity of urban communities while shaping the social fabric to accommodate changing family structure and priorities.
Also, then there is a tendency of people in developed regions that there's a proportion of elderly individuals is higher compared to younger age groups by the time it emerged. Am I right?
Yes, Janelle, with an aging population, there is an increased demand for healthcare services and pension, putting strain on social services and public finances. And now we can say that the negative impact by this can arise from time to time.
Last question, Nathan. What about the implication into the economic factors?
Yes, factors such as high cost of living, housing expenses, and the desire for higher quality of life can discourage couples from having larger families. Economic pressures contribute to family planning decisions that leads to smaller family sizes that still affect the MDC or modern developed countries. Janelle?
Wow, that is a real bad news for our future. Well, anyways, thank you for that exceptional information of yours.
Thank you, Janelle. Again, I'm Nathaniel Mora. Good evening.
Proceeding to our next news, the evolution of healthcare impact on population growth.
So, we're still live here at the studio. Since we talk about the growth world population, we will now go deeply about this topic so that our viewers out there could understand more about the evolution of healthcare impact on population growth. Okay, let's hear it from Shamia Borja. Magandang gabi, Shamia!
Magandang gabi rin, Julie, and to our beloved viewers. So now, for you to understand the article, the evolution of healthcare has been pivotal in shaping population growth. In the 18th century, breakthrough like preventive medicine and smallpox vaccine lead to a clean contagious disease. Improve hygiene, nutrition, and income further enhance life expectancy. Recent decade witness progress against chronic disease thanks to biomedical research, notable the Human Genetic Project and stem cells research promise future case. India and China exemplify this progress with significant life expectancy gains. Optimistic projections such as a remarkable trajectory with global life expectancy potentially reaching 109 years by 2100. The transformative impact of healthcare on population health is evident in a brighter, longer future for humanity.
How has the evolution of healthcare, particularly breakthrough like preventive medicine, smallpox vaccines, and advancement in biomedical research, such as Human Genome Project and stem cell research, contributed to decline of contagious diseases and improvements in life expectancy over the centuries? And what implications do optimistic projections of a potential global life expectancy of 109 years by 2100 hold for the future of humanity?
Yes, truly, healthcare breakthroughs like preventive medicine, vaccine, and biomedical research have been driven progress against disease and boosted life expectancy. Coupled with improved hygiene, nutrition, and socioeconomics, this innovation initiated in mortality rates. Optimistic projections suggest a remarkable future with a potential global life expectancy of 109 years by 2100, driven by ongoing healthcare advancements. However, pragmatic consideration anticipate more modest gains, especially in high economic nations. A 109-year life expectancy by 2100 could reshape societies, families, and retirement system. This highlights the need to address challenges like healthcare access, quality of life in old age, and equitable benefits distribution to achieve longer, healthier lives. A holistic approach to healthcare and social planning is crucial for future well-being.
Okay, but historically tell us more about the demographic transition that initiated in Northwest Europe around 1100, and what were the key factors contributing to the secular decline in mortality?
The demographic transition in Northwest Europe around 18,000 began with collective efforts against diseases. Smallpox vaccines, improved hygiene, germ theory acceptance, and nutrition advancement played key roles. Reduced famine mortality, enhanced storage, rising income, and improved childhood nutrition followed. Recent strides in biomedical research, the Human Genome Project, and stem cell research fought chronic diseases. India's life expectancy increased from 24 to 62 years in 80 years. China from 41 to 70 years in 45 years. Open and Volpel's optimistic graph projects a trajectory from 45 to 85 years, possibly reaching 109 years by 21,000. Less optimistic projections foresee high-income nations approaching a 90-year average by 21st century's end. This journey underscores not only scientific progress but a shared commitment to centuries-long improvement in human well-being.
Very well said. Thank you, Shamia.
Thank you, Julie. I'm Shamia Borja. Good evening.
Back at it again at the trending topic online. Adrian, anong chika sa ating showbiz?
Junilin, talaga namang kahanga-hanga ang batang aktor na si Gordon Cornier mula sa pagganap niya bilang bida sa series na Avatar The Last Airbender. Siyang nakapanaya mula sa paglanding niya sa Pilipinas sa mainit na pagsalubong ng kanyang Filipino fans kasama ang kanyang co-actor na si Dallas Liu na gumanap bilang Prince Zuko. Sabi nila na pwede sila sa pagbuo ng series, nandito ang buong detalye.
You guys know. So it's we can visit into the darker parts for him too, not just the awesome 12 energy, you know?
And that's it everyone. Ako po si Adrian Esaya. Balik sa iyo, Junilin, at magandang gabi.
Salamat, Adrian. Meanwhile, go Going back to our headline. Up next, developing countries converge with developed nations in fertility and mortality rates will be discussed live only here at Worldwide Demographic Horizon.
Finger and clover, they go together. Finger and clover, my love affair. Ano man ang status mo sa buhay, single or it's complicated, pop star or diva, lover ng clover. Lahat sisimutin, sarap ay uubusin, lover ng clover, by Clover Finger.
We're back now and we are still live here on studio. For our last news for today, let's get to know more about the developing countries converge with developed nations in fertility and mortality rates. On the call, we will be with Ms. Benazir Robles to explain it more. Yes, Benazir? Yes, Nan. The article mentions actual and projected trajectories for more or less and least developed countries between 1950 and 2050. The article highlights that over the past 50 years, there has been rapid global convergence in fertility and mortality. Fertility rates among nations. Developing countries, including India and the least developed countries, initially had higher fertility and mortality than developed nations like those in Europe. Despite differences, there's a significant convergence trend. This contrasts with per capita GDP, which has tended to diverge between high and low-income countries. Today, the median individual lives in a country with fertility rates barely above the United States, and there's a convergence in life expectancy. This demographic transition is reshaping populations, impacting family structures, health, and international dynamics. Am I right, Benazir? The least developed countries had higher mortality and fertility than the less developed countries in 1950?
Yes, Nell, except for India. The starting points indicate moderate for Europe to rapid for least and less developed countries population growth.
So what about the current median to an individual conditions?
Nell, today, the median individual lives in a country with total fertility rate of 2.3, barely above the 2.1 fertility rate of the United States. The median life expectancy at birth is 68 years compared to 77 years for the United States. These conditions suggest a convergence in fertility rates as the median individual in various countries approach a similar fertility rate.
People are thinking the article acknowledges the uncertainty in long-term estimates, particularly future fertility. Right, Benazir?
Yes, Nell. The convergence observed might be subject to change based on future developments.
Salamat, Benazir Robles, at magandang gabi.
Salamat, Nell, and magandang gabi.
What a night, partner. So much are happening in our world.
Yes, I agree. And that's the end of our latest update around the world. Everything is tackled and everything has explained clearly. Again, this is your news anchor Junilin Foranda.
And I am Janet Clemente.
Together we deliver a top-notch global news coverage to you. Maraming salamat, Pilipinas! Tomorrow will be another day of exceptional news only on the Worldwide Demographic Horizon.